Hey guys, we're here with the wrap up for our Tezzerator video and Legacy. Didn't do the best. I think in the videos that we played, we only went 1-4, but we played a lot of close games. I learned a lot about this deck in the context of the current Legacy format, and it wasn't as good as I was hoping. It felt like the Delver decks weren't nearly as good as they used to be. When I played this deck before, the best Delver deck by far was Teamer Delver, and now that deck is almost nowhere to be seen. Instead, we played against a lot of other Delver decks. We didn't even get to play against Grixis Delver, but we did play against Sultai Delver, which had Abrupt Decays, which were really good against us. And then we played against Blue Red Delver, and they were just too fast for us. Did we play against Blue Red Delver twice or once?
Twice, technically.
Twice. Okay, and then, let's see. There was 2 Eldrazi matchups. We beat the traditional Eldrazi deck, and then we lost to the Cloud Post Eldrazi deck. But, I don't know, a lot of these matchups felt like they were very winnable, and the games were close. So possibly with some tighter play and better knowledge of the matchups, we would have been able to turn some of those wins into losses. But at the same time, our opponents could probably say the same thing, and they probably didn't know exactly what was going on, and their play wasn't exactly the best in the world either. So at the end of the day, I don't think I'd be willing to play this deck at an Open, although I would have a lot of fun playing it in a Classic or a smaller tournament, like a League. It felt really clunky. There were a lot of Sol lands, and if your Sol lands got wastelanded, there was just a lot of times where you'd be stuck with too many expensive things in your hand, and it just didn't work. When everything's operating smoothly and things are firing on all cylinders, the deck is great, but like that didn't happen all the time, and it led to some draws that we really like. Our deck wasn't working together very well if they attacked the right pieces at the right time. I don't know. I think I might put this one back on the shelf for now. But I'm really glad that I got to try it out. Give it a whirl. I don't know. Spencer, any comments? What do you think?
I think not playing against Miracles was unfortunate because that matchup seems good and is also a very large proportion of the IRL metagame.
Right. Yeah. On the internet, you don't see it as much, but in real life, yeah, I expect to play against Miracles at least once or twice a tournament.
On the flip side of that, Death and Taxes is a very, very prominent IRL metagame deck, which I feel like it would definitely have problems against the Rashad and Port Wasteland Thalia deck. So
yeah, it's definitely possible. I think I played against it like twice back in the day, and I didn't have too tough of a time against it, but like I don't know. Wasteland Thalia definitely seems very good against this deck. They have a hard time handling Thopter Foundry.
8 Planeswalkers might just be too many Planeswalkers.
Definitely a possibility.
We
have a lot of endgame cards, like payoff stuff in this deck. The Jaces specifically just didn't feel very good.
No, the only thing that we were doing repeatedly with Jace was bouncing creatures, and so perhaps just any interaction, maybe that dismember or
go for the throat, even maybe
go for the throat. Something, although preferably something blue, but
well, I mean, yeah, it depends on what kind of interaction we're looking for.
Yeah, but any interaction would have been nice, as opposed to a 4-mana sorcery that sometimes got stranded in our hand.
Right. I think that Jace oftentimes would just get pitched to Force of Will.
Yeah, so either more card draw or more counter magic or removal spells, something in that strain, rather than a Planeswalker. The Tezzerator were great.
Yeah, for sure. We got Pithing Needles more than once on that Tezzerator. So
yeah, and the Transmute was great. Chalice was great when we had it, and it didn't, and it was non-interrupted.
Yeah, it seemed like most decks that it was very good against though had a plan for Chalice.
True.
That makes a lot of sense, honestly, because of how prevalent Eldrazi decks are in the metagame, and they tend to be Chalice decks. I remember when I played this deck a while ago, Chalice was not really a part of the metagame, but it was positioned very well, regardless. So a lot of people just didn't have good answers to Chalice, and now I think that they're much more conscientious of the fact that Chalice can just put them out of the game. So they came prepared. We got our Chalice's Abrupt Decay and smashed to smithereens, and they just blew right past it. So that I think more than anything else is the most concerning thing about this deck's health, because it lives and dies by how good Chalice is.
Yeah, and I think Eldrazi is just a much better upgrade. There could be some merit to just an Ensnaring Bridge deck.
Yeah, Ensnaring Bridge definitely overperformed for us. I don't know exactly how that deck would be built, though. If you just like go full on Lantern on them, or
it would be Welder based, actually.
Okay, a Welder deck. Sure,
Yeah.
just like some sort of Grixis Painter deck.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Ensnaring Bridges. That might have some potential. But yeah, Ensnaring Bridge definitely impressed me. That card was stopping a lot of damage from going through. So, but yeah, thanks everybody for watching all the videos, and we'll see you next week, same time.